Okay, so here is some of the junk I'm going to be taking with me on the Appalachian Trail. But what I wanted to start off this video with, it's not just to show the food, it's what happened at REI today. Now, I just want to show you, there's about 4 days worth of food here, probably less than that depending on who you're talking to. But imagine going to REI and having 8 bags of food, and I think there's 2 fuel canisters somewhere here, right? And the funny part is I placed a to-go order, right? So I said, hey, I want to get all these items, can you package them up? Like, sure, we can do that. So you go online, you type in all this stuff. And what they do is they put it in a queue, I guess, and they say, okay, your order's ready, and you go pick it up. Now, I normally have items just delivered to my house. Now, I guess REI has changed their policy recently because I went to REI and said, hey, I have a to-go order or a pickup here to the perimeter. And they told me, I'll be right back. So they come back and they have this bag. All of these items are inside the bag, right? They're like, oh, here we go. Here's your items. We're so glad you placed a to-go order with us. And then they took all the items out of the bag, right? And they said, here you go, sir, we have a bagless policy. Now, the question I have for REI is, okay, if I order one of these, right? Sometimes I'll get a box that's like this big, right? And there's one thing in it like this. What's the point of that, right? What's going on? I don't understand. So I go to a store and I have all these items. I ordered a to-go order, right? Well, when I got my to-go order, they said, here is the to-go order. And they took all the items out of the bag and then handed it to me. I was like, can I just have the bag? Like, no, we have a bagless policy here. But if you want, you can get a reclaimed box somewhere. Maybe that one we pulled out of the dumpster over there, we can use that. I was like, what? Why don't you just put it in a bag? I just don't understand this process. So REI, I think you have a customer service problem. I understand that you want to go bagless, but let's be honest, you're not really being bagless because you are concerned about the world per se. You're probably just more worried about making more money. That's my opinion personally. I think that it's more about saving money than it is to actually help the customer, because if I had all these items, why would you take them out of a bag? Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. REI, you have a problem. You need to fix that. I understand the world was crazy, but now it's coming back to normal, I think. Stop that. If someone needs a bag, put it in a bag. What's that about? But speaking of bags, what I wanted to share with you on this video is not just a rant about food items and such. What I wanted to talk to you about was how you can prep these items. Now, there's a lot of packaging that comes down to prep, right? Sometimes you don't need all that, right? So you can just take all these items out and condense them into smaller bags, as you see here. Now, I have a rehydration bag. So what I do is I stick this inside of the rehydration bag. And obviously, I would take out items like this, season the ramen or whatever it is, and I'll put it inside the hydration bag, which is insulated. So I can cut down on all this packaging. So another thing you'll notice too, like with all these items, I look at how much protein is in each package before I pick it up. So 22 grams of protein is good, but you'll also notice that it's mostly 2 servings in every package. So why wouldn't you take the effort to get rid of some of this heavy packaging here and then break it down into a smaller bag as we see fit? So that's what I'm gonna do here today, is basically to show you some of the items I'm gonna be taking with me on trail. Now, obviously this stuff's going to change as you go through out the out the hiking. My tastes are gonna change, but I just wanted to show you some of the items I'll be taking. Now, one thing I did want to point out too, Johnny Camper says that's crazy. Right. They should hand you a bag, especially if you have all these items. Like, could you imagine going to, say, order to-go food, right? I ordered all this online. They said, come and pick up at 12. Could you imagine if someone said, hey, yeah, we sell pizzas here, so come get your pizza. And you say, oh, I want a pizza. And you get there and they're like, oh, well, we don't give boxes. We sell pizzas. So if you want the pizza, you're going to have to put it in your pocket. You'd be like, that sounds ridiculous. Can I just have a box? Well, you at least offer me the opportunity to buy a box. Anyway, getting back to the food here. Mountain House. I've stepped down from Peak Refuel, and now I am using Mountain House. And again, the thing I'm looking at the most is how much protein is in every single item. I see Aldi has that policy. I get it.
but at least I'll have the option to buy a bag. I'd buy a bag. Tangent trails, as a rule, I'll repackage all my meals if I'm doing any trip longer than 3 days. Exactly. So I do want to say that I do repurpose these if I'm using a Mountain House meal or a Peak refuel or whatever it might be, and I'll put the trash inside of it, right? And then I normally have a Ziploc bag, but what I like to do is not just throw all of my food in my pack. I do traditionally like to lay out all of the items I'll be taking with me. And then every day I like to have everything portioned together with an equal amount of food or snacks or whatever it might be. And then I'll put that in a bag. And the reason why I do that is because after I get done with every one of those wrappers or anything I have with me, it's going inside of this bag, right? So consecutively, I'm just building out these packs with my lunch items or whatever it might be. Again, I typically lay everything out, but what I like to do is, again, break them into half. So going to put all these items inside of the Ziploc bag, as you see here. Everything will be laid out by days, but I just wanted to give a general overview of some of the items I'll be taking with me on trail. Now, when it comes to coffee, I know there's a lot of coffee snobs out there. What kind of coffee are you using? Tom Walker's out there. Hello, my friend. Joey Outdoors. Johnny Camper recommends the lasagna. Oh, for Mountain House. Yeah, I heard that puts a little pep in your step there, right? So what kind of coffee do you guys use? This is a Cafe Bustelo, as you see here. I'll take pretty much 2 to 4 per day is what I like to have. But when it comes to coffee, I kind of put it all in one big bag because I know I'm going to keep drinking coffee throughout the day. Sometimes I might just take a shot of water and put one of those in my mouth. If I'm looking for that extra caffeine boost, straight from the source right then and there. Again, so let's lay all this stuff out here again. So I'll be breaking these items into twos. And that helps. I don't know if you guys ever run into this as well. Sometimes when you open one of these meals, if you don't have it broken into two, right, what will happen is sometimes you think you're hungrier than you really are. Now, if you've got full-on hiker hunger, you're going to go through the whole thing, no problem. But some days, you'll open one of these up, you'll put the water in there, and you might only take a couple bites, and now it's ruined. So I always recommend taking one of these, looking at what the calorie intake is. You want to have the highest calorie and the highest protein, in my opinion, and then you want to break them in half because that way you get the extra calories, but the option not to have to eat it all at once. Now, another thing I like to do, Billy and Andrew from 12 Stones Adventures, congrats on your big adventure book. Thank you, my friend. I can't wait to share this with you over the next year. Again, hiking the Appalachian Trail, what am I taking with me? This is the food and so forth, items and so forth. Now, again, I'm not sponsored by Mountain House. I just bought all these. I know that my taste will change, especially as I go from town to town. I'm not sending any type of pre-packaged meals with me. What does that mean? I'm not doing any boxes as of right now. I might be sending boxes home with the clothes and so forth that I'll be using. But I'm not going to be sending boxes ahead of time. So whatever I have local in town is probably what I'm going to be doing. But again, the whole idea here is to reduce the packaging and to give you a general idea. So again, items that I like to use, it's all about how much protein I'm getting, how many calories, but how many proteins. High fat, high protein. That's really what I'm looking at for my diet. I know it's not the best, but I do take Slim Jims, jerkies, cheeses. That's another thing, especially when it's colder outside. I can take cheeses and put them inside my pack, and they will last longer because of the cooler temperatures. Also, another cool thing about the colder temps is that you can actually take frozen foods with you, like burritos or anything of that nature, and just take them with you from trail, and they will last out there. I will be doing a pizza. Speaking of pizza, though, I want to be one of those guys that goes into town, takes a pizza, freezes it, and then takes it up to the mountain and let it defrost it naturally, and then have that pizza at the top of a mountain somewhere. That's something I'll be doing in the near future. But again, items that I use on trail is going to be ramen, Slim Jims, jerky, cheeses, anything with high protein, high fat content. These are the things that I'll be taking with me on trail. And again, I put everything inside of a Ziploc bag by day, so that way I don't eat too much and I have enough food for the duration I'll be out on trail. So hopefully this was helpful. Every trip I also throw in a fuel canister, a new one. That's just regardless, I've run out so many of these. So that's kind of always in every single pack. But this is my food system. Just thought I'd go through this as I am about to break everything up. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the support. Again, if you're looking for more information on what I'm doing on the AT in the near future, go check out the new AT through hike announcement video. I just put it out. It is awesome. It has lots of clips from my travels from the past 10 years on the AT, videos that I've been collecting. So go ahead and check that out. Appreciate all the support so far, guys, and really look forward to hearing your feedback on trail. Let's keep moving.